Well, good day, everyone. I promised that I was going to do short, uncut videos about my road to success. But in order to do that, I must at least give you guys a general idea as to where I am now. So, this beginning of this year, January of 2016, I've started a full on motivation just to stick with real estate and to buy my first property. Well, through several tests and trials throughout the year, which I'm sure you will hear about on a later video, but just for time's sake, I'm going to fast forward to the actual property that I've purchased. The very first property that I purchased was purchased back in June of this year, and I'm totally excited about that. I found a triplex. And of course, for those that don't know what a triplex is, it's just simply 3 units attached to one building. And it's downtown. And I mean, it's on a main street downtown. I mean, you just don't find property like that. And it was actually presented to me, and I had to jump on it. There were so many different issues surrounding it. In fact, 2 days after I put an offer on it, mind you, the offer on the it was listed for I think about 19,000. I offered about 15,000, or actually I originally offered 5,000. But we ended up negotiating and we got up to 15,000, which is, again, even at 19,000, it would have been well worth it. But I offered 15,000. 2 days after offering $15,000, the original owners of the property actually thought that I was joking. Okay, I just want you to know that it was just, I felt really bad and stupid, but anyway, they thought that I was joking, and the property had been condemned, so they had been fighting with the city. So they were actually about to condemn it. I went by 2 days after I did the offer just to try to kind of check on the property. And there was a freaking bulldozer sitting in front of the triplex. Where does that happen, people? And they were actually scheduled to demo it the day after I had arrived. So, of course, it threw me in a panic, and I had to speak with the realtor, and we went back and forth. And of course, me dealing with a out-of-state owner did not make it any better. So that was a delay in every response. So, but anyway, and then her husband was overseas and she wanted to wait on him to do this and to do that. And it was a mess. It was tough. But either way it goes, we finally got it set, and everything was done. We closed on it on June 29th. I got a couple of people in. Now, initially, when I first looked at the property, it did need a lot of work. It did not. We were estimating maybe an additional $10,000 to $15,000 in rehab. I was okay with that. So, but anyway, I closed. I get someone in to actually look at it. Someone that has actually done work for me. So I kind of trusted him. But he came in. He looked at everything, and he was like, you know what? I don't know. We're probably looking at about $22,000. So I said, okay, now what does this $22,000 include? He gave me a list of everything except for plumbing and electric and no AC and heat. $22,000 for a triplex rehab. What the hell are you giving me? So, needless to say, long story short, it ruined our relationship. And again, he and I had an awesome business relationship. The man was awesome. He's done things for me in my personal house, but after that, I felt like he was getting over on me, and it was pissing me off. I didn't understand what was his reason. And I didn't get it. Okay, I didn't get it. So I actually ended up finding another contractor, someone new to come out. I'd already found a property management company. In fact, I'd spoken with two. One I decided to actually go with, and Crestcore, and I freaking love them. They're freaking amazing people. But I've decided to go through with them. And they, ironically enough, they're a really decent size property management company. So they have a lot of services in-house. So they have, of course, a contractor, full-on contractor business side, I should say. And they had an opportunity to come out and look at the property. Long story short on that as well, they came out. The initial bid was about 22 to 25,000. How are y'all doing? The initial bid was about 22 to 25,000 initially, and that was just a really quick spot check. What ended up happening was someone came out and actually vandalized my property. No, let me make sure I state this as well. That $22,000 to $25,000 included everything. AC, heat, plumbing, electric, flooring. It included everything. Well, after whomever came out and did the vandalizing, the bid is now at $40,500. Pissed me off. You guys have no idea. I immediately, because at that time, only 2 of the units were actually boarded up. One of them was not, and that's kind of how they gained access. So, but anyway, I'm now at a rehab budget of $40,000 when initially I was at 10. But my whole point of telling you guys this is make sure that you're doing your due diligence, okay? Like you just do your due diligence. And I was being naive and dragging my feet. But anyway, I'm now at $40,500. And I don't have that sitting in the bank. And what no one told me was that you may want to make sure that you get a contractor out to do a full-on bid before you actually close on the property. Now, realistically, I had a general idea, but because it wasn't my property yet, most of the contractors didn't want to do a full inspection. But I'm pretty sure now that my relationship with Crestcore, I'm sure for future references that won't even be an issue. So, but anyway, make sure you take care of that ahead of time. So anyway, now I'm stuck with a bid of $40,500 in rehab costs. No tenants, have no idea what the hell I'm going to do. I've gone back and forth with several different loan or lending companies trying to negotiate something. A couple of them are wanting to completely refinance the property and try to do a cash out ordeal. What I've then started to run into is, I'm sorry, that was a suggestion that I was given to the banks. Let me say that, I'm sorry. But the issue that I began to run into was some banks, they don't mind the refinance, but they don't want me to take cash out for the rehab. Some banks don't mind refinancing, but the property itself was $15,000. The rehab was at $40,000, so that means that I'm at $55,000. A lot of lending institutions are not wanting to touch anything that's under $60,000 or under $75,000, and I've even run into some that doesn't want to do anything under $100,000. So I'm just like, okay, so now what's my next step? So I said, hey, let me look at some hard money lending. I stepped out into that realm, getting shot down everywhere I turn. The hard money lenders especially, a lot of them are not wanting to touch anything with that low amount. I've run across a few that doesn't do triplexes. If it's not 10 units or more, they won't touch it. You know, I mean, there's just been a number of reasons and factors of why people are not wanting to touch it. Well, guess what happened when I came home on Thursday? I got a letter from the city. Now, mind you, this is 2 months later, or actually about a month later, a month and a half later, I should say, from my closing, about a month and a half later. I received a letter from the city, a 6-page letter, in fact. I now have a hearing because I have a vacant property that's sitting in a neighborhood that's boarded up. There's so many different issues going wrong with it, and the city is like, you need to fix your shit, and you need to fix it now. So that's another issue that I'm dealing with. So, lastly, I want to make sure I throw this out there to you. I went on and on and on. I'm just like, okay, it's August the 9th, 8th. So I call up the mortgage company and I said, hey, hon, I haven't received an invoice from you, and what's going on? She was like, oh, we don't send out invoices. What the hell? Like, what kind of institution does not send out an invoice when you want to get paid? I'm confused. And so she's like, no, we don't do that. It's due on the 1st. And if you don't pay by the 15th, I start calling. What? She's like, I'm just like, I have no idea who I'm supposed to send this payment into. I have no idea what time or date it was actually due on. Can I pay online? Do I need to be mailing it in to you? Now, mind you, this is a local institution, which is actually a property management company, and they ironically enough have, or they do, hard money lending here locally in my area. And I just ran across them. And I'm just like, I would think that you would be a little bit more professional. You would make it a little bit more easier for your clients to pay you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But in a nutshell, that's where the hell I am now. I do go to my local MIG meetings, which is just a Memphis Investor Group meetings that we have every month. I get an opportunity to speak to other investors. I get an opportunity to kind of hear their stories and build relationships with them. And there's a guy that's actually here. He moved here recently from California, and he's been in the business for years. And the man is awesome. He is on fire right now. He showed me his 230, I think, apartment unit complex is here, and I got an opportunity to see all of the stages that he's in. But the reason why I'm bringing him up is I have a meeting with him. We met this past Thursday and we discussed a few things, but I'm having a meeting with him today so that he can come in, just kind of do a spot check of the apartment or the triplex, see where I can cut some costs, get the budget down, and possibly assist on funding. A really good thing came up as well. I spoke with Crestcore, and I've been dealing with the two owners, and that speaks volumes within itself. But he's given me some other options as well. They actually may be willing to finance the property or the rehab for me as my property management company. That is amazing. That is amazing. And I've never heard of such a thing, and I'm totally open to it as long as the terms work. So that's another option that's out there right now. He's going to get back with me in a couple of days, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. Lastly, I want to make sure that you know I do inspirational videos every single day. Well, not every day. I mostly do them Monday through Fridays. I do Saturdays every once in a while. Sundays are usually off because I'm spending time with my hubby. But I do the inspirational videos, and so because of that, I've gotten an opportunity to stay positive. And so through all of this bull crap, I may get upset, I may get pissed off, I may snap for a moment, but it's only for a moment. Know that I'm going to be sending you short videos. You won't see anything like this long again. At least you shouldn't, unless something major is going on. But I'm going to be sending you short videos so that you can see and follow me step by step as to what I'm doing and the issues that are arising and the positive things that are arising, the good, the bad, and the ugly as to the life of an investor starting out. Let me state that for the record. I am an investor starting out. This is going to be my career, and I'm just starting out with my first property, and I want to share my story. I want you to walk along with me along this journey and see the good, the bad, and the ugly. So look forward to more videos, again, short videos, nothing this long. Make sure that you like my page here on Facebook, which is Fabulous Investments by Jimmy L. I think it's also by Jimmy L. And then for the inspirational side of things and being extremely positive, you can always follow me at Inspired by Jimmy L on Facebook. Not that I'm conceited, I just love my name. But anyway, until next time, I'll see you later.